gentlemen, welcome to America's favorite game show, The Dadding Game. And here's your host, Benny Martinstein.
Thank you, Johnny. And welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to today's edition of The Dadding Game, where a youngster will pick his own dad. And let's, without further ado, bring out the potential dads. Come on out, guys, and let's see you. Give them a warm round of applause, ladies and gentlemen. There we go. Aren't they fine specimens there? And the youngster who will be picking out his dad today, Mason Williams. Bring him on out. Come on, Mason. There he is, all the way from Rancho Cucamonga, California. Now listen, Mason. This is a life-changing decision. It's a big decision. It's all on your shoulders. How are you feeling? Oh, okay. Well, he's a man of few words, ladies and gentlemen. That's good. He's relaxed. He's ready to go with his questions. They will answer his questions. At the end of the round, he will make the monumentous decision of which guy will be his dad. Mason, go ahead with your first question.
This is to all the dads. What sport did you play in high school? Number 1.
I was on the football team.
Cool. What position?
Well, I was standing when I handed out the waters.
Number 2.
Well, Mason, I played air hockey in high school, and not to brag, but I was pretty much a champion of my league.
Cool. Number 3.
I mostly played hide and seek.
Hide and seek?
Yeah, from the cops. But it's over now. It's in the past.
Number 2. What if I came home with C's and D's on my report card?
You know, Mason, I recently read a book, and that book talked about how schools use grades as a tool of oppression on your soul. It's as if a cork is floating in the ocean. It's only going to rise as high as its environment will allow it to. Does that make sense?
No. Number 1. How would you teach me to overcome struggles?
Well, that's a good question, Mason. If someone or something's pushing you, you push back. You push back hard. There's no room for wimps in this world. So I teach you to fight. Fight until you won.
Number 3. Same question.
I always felt alone as a kid, so I would help you realize that you're not alone in your struggles.
Number 2. If I choose you, do I get a new smartphone?
You know, there was a lecture recently about how iPhones and other electronic devices can affect brain patterns and stunt development.
That means no. It doesn't.
Oh, yeah.
Number 3. Xbox or PlayStation?
Ooh, I thought you might ask this. I'll say, playing the Xbox. Definitely the Xbox.
To all 3, what would a Saturday look like? Number 1.
Well, I've always been a big fan of filling Saturdays with productive tasks. So we'd start the morning off early before the sun came up with some exercise. Then we'd move on to chores. Then you'd get started on all that extra homework so that you could bring home A's every week. And read. You young kids don't do enough reading. So, well, I think you get the point.
Boy, do I. Number 2.
Well, I was listening to these holistic health tapes at home, and they recommend you nourish your inner soul in whatever way feels best for you.
What if my inner soul says binge watch the Rambo movies on Netflix and eat cheese puffs all day?
Well, Mason, it's like this. I would be your dad, not your prison warden. If that's what you want to do to nourish your inner soul, then that's what you do.
Number 3.
Well, we wouldn't do what I did at your age, that's for sure. I think a good day would be to go somewhere. Maybe a lake, walk, picnic, whatever, and maybe a movie later.
All right, well, it goes quickly. We're down to the last question already. The most important question, because after this, Mason, you have to choose which one you'd want to be your dad. Ask the last question.
What is one thing you would pass on to me? Number 1.
Well, I think the definition of a successful life is success. So I would probably pass on a business to you, something that you could devote your time and energy to and make a name for yourself.
Number 2.
Well, a while ago, I attended this seminar, and it really made me rethink how I live, you know? They said that all you have and all you are is your inner self and your outer self, too. So I would give you the tools to nourish your inner self and your all. And I think that's really the greatest gift that you could give to, well, anybody.
I'd rather have a new Traeger pellet grill. But to answer your question, Mason, my life changed after high school when I realized that there was a God who loved me. And his son Jesus showed me the way to live. So I would give you a Bible and a desire to follow Christ.
Well, there you have it, Mason. All good questions and answers, but the big decision is now. You've asked your questions, you've heard what they've said, you've had 30 seconds to make this life-changing decision. Who will you choose to be your dad?
They were all good, but I choose number 3.
Number 3, ladies and gentlemen! Let's meet their father and son. And thank the other contestants for playing. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen, for coming to this edition of the Daddy Game. Stay tuned next week for another exciting round